Hi guys, let's start class. So, good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining on time. Um, and today's agenda is for us to start the case study class, Global Marketing Decisions. My name is Louis. So I hope all of you have got the previous case study and the previous session's assignment, which I've sent to you on WhatsApp. Can you please download them from WhatsApp to your laptop? I have shared them on the WhatsApp group now. For whatever reason, if you're not on the WhatsApp group, please WhatsApp Zakia and she will check your registrations and add you to WhatsApp group and our Google Classroom so that you can have all the information we are talking about today. All right. Okay. So let's get started. So what is a case study, guys? The case study for CIM has 20 credits. In level 7, there are 3 modules. There's the case study, which is called Global Marketing Decisions, done by me. And we have 2 other assignments. Creating Entrepreneurial Change, or CEC, which is done by Intikab Zufa. And we also have Corporate Digital Communications, which is done by Prashant Costa, right? So you have a panel that is extremely committed. We have been doing this for many, many years now. In fact, the past 5 years, as all of you would know, we have won the 5 world prizes, that is producing the top student in the world. Top student in the world, not Sri Lanka. Top student in the world for level 7. So we know what we are doing because that's a world record. No one has ever done that. No study center in the planet has done that for CIM. And there are about 150 study centers and no one has done it in the history of CIM. And I don't think anyone will do it either, right? So you will be the next world prize winner produced from this class in 2026. That means you will get about $500,000 rupees gift if you win the world prize. That means you get all your money back that you spent on CIM and more. And they will fly you to the UK graduation to accept a medal, gold medal. And whilst in the UK graduation, there are all British students all over the world, a lot of students, Middle East, Australia, everywhere students come. Sri Lanka flag will be flying high as the best student in the world award for a British qualification in Westminster Hall, UK, that is in central London. So that is what we have been doing for the past 5 years. CCBM, our students have won 5 world prizes for the overall top student award in the past 5 years. So no other study center in Sri Lanka has won any other world prizes in the past 5 years. No one has won anything. I can tell you that. So you're in good hands. Welcome. We know what we are doing. We want commitment from you. We will ensure you pass and we will push you, but we need you to be committed to the cause. I know many of you in your generation would like to say, I don't have time to study, or I will do 1 subject, I will do 2 subjects, I'll postpone it to next session. So postponing life is something that you should not do. Whilst this is an assignment, now GMT this time the case study is an assignment, you better finish it off because next session starting from July will be an exam for the case study. The other 2 subjects will remain as an assignment, but the case study we have been informed officially will move into an exam. So you might as well do it whilst it is an assignment. So I have shared 5 world prize winning assignments this morning with you. I have shared on the WhatsApp group 5 world prize winning assignments. So if you, for whatever reason, I'm saying I've shared on the WhatsApp group, maybe you have been added after that, don't worry about it. If there is if there is anything like that, please WhatsApp Zakia or me and we'll be glad to share it with you. Otherwise, you can also use it on find them on Google Classroom. Now, I want to quickly take you through your classroom, right? Because you will find a lot of things there. Shall we do that very quickly? So you would have been added to this. You would have been added to this. There are some who are yet to accept your invite. As you can see, we have invited, but you're not accepted. So please accept your invite. That means your registration documents have been completed and we have sent the link out to you to access all the details. So please access your invite. Otherwise, you won't be able to log into our system where you have all the slides and the course book, A-grade answers, world prize winning answers, all that will be in Google Classroom, right? So please accept it. For whatever reason. If you're not getting it, check your spam. If you're still not getting it, just WhatsApp Zakia and she will tomorrow ensure that you can log in. Okay, so don't worry. Then the stream is where the classroom stream is where I talk to you, right? So I can type anything here. Hi, did you do your homework? Okay, and I can post it. It's like the wall on Facebook. So I can type it there. You can type things there, right? So that's the first one. That's the stream. Then you have classwork. So classwork is where you will find a little bit about me, the lecturer, Cambridge College. You can watch this learner induction. If you miss the orientation, you can watch this. Then you have some lecture slides. Please download this. So we have 6 chapters in this, but I have added an additional chapter because I want you to learn a little bit more, which will help you in your case study. So download these slides because we are going to use these slides in class. Okay, you can leisurely download them. To download them, all you have to do is press the print button. When you press the print button, it downloads. Okay, when you press the print button, it downloads. Then you go to the previous case study and the assignment. You don't have the assignment for this session. This session's assignment will be released in about 2 months. This session's assignment and case study will be released only in about 2 months. I hope it is clear, right? So the assignment for the previous session, which is on Levi's. So you can go through task 1, task 2, task 3. We will discuss it today. It's on Levi's and Company, right? And then the case study is also here. What is a case study? Now, in this subject, you get a case study which is about 26 to 25 pages. You have to read the case study and then answer the assignment questions. So the case study is on Levi's. Usually you get a global company. Last session, it was on Levi's. The session before that, it was on Procter & Gamble. In the past, we have got case studies from different companies, from Google, Apple, British Airways, Nike, DHL, so many, HSBC. We've got so many interesting companies in the past for the case study. So we don't know what your company is for the case study because it will be released only 2 months later, together with the questions. As soon as it is released, I will share it with you. Okay. I hope it is clear. So what are we going to do until then? We are going to cover the 6 chapters in the syllabus so that when the case study comes out, you are ready to start answering the case study. Okay. Then there's some guidance on the assignment. You can download this, font sizes, line spacing, candidates guidance. You can read through that on plagiarism, Harvard referencing, and a few other things. If you do have any questions after reading through that, you can get in touch with any of your tutors. And then we have the world prize winning assignments, the 5 world prize winning assignments for GMB. So please read through these 5 World Prize winning assignments. If someone asks you, are you doing CIM? Are you studying CIM? Say no. I started reading for CIM. Okay? Because that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. You have to read. You have to read. In assignments, you don't need to study. You have to read and you have to do the assignment. Undertake the assignment. Okay? So it's simple. It's not rocket science. Okay? We are going to take you there. Very simple. All 3 lecturers will professionally guide you. It will be a walk in the park. All we need is at least 2 hours of your time per week. If you can spend 2 hours on a Friday night or a Sunday morning on all 3 subjects, if you're doing it, in 6 months' times, you will pass without a problem. That's all. Just 2 hours per week for all 3 subjects, right? Because you will be given homework by the respective tutors, and 2 hours is more than enough for you to do the homework of all 3 subjects per week. 2 hours per week. So I'm sure at this day and age, you can find 2 hours, right? So please make sure, guys, can you mute your mics? Chum, you have to mute your mic. Thank you. Right? Okay. So you have to find time. 2 hours per week is for you, not for anyone else. Then we have the module specification. I've shared this also today on the WhatsApp group. We have some important documents. You can go through them. We have the course book and a glossary of marketing terms. So you can go through the 6 chapters, the course book, please download it. Some students print both of these documents and they make a small book. You can do that as well. And then we have the A grade assignments from the previous sessions. So as you can see here, right, there are many A grade assignments that you can go through, but you can also look at the 5 World Prize winning assignments. In addition, if you want more, you can go through these A grade assignments. Okay. So please go through them. And if you do have any questions, let me know. There are some examiner reports and some recommended e-learning books, PDFs that you can download. Okay. So these are recommended reading for this subject by CIM UK. So please download them and create a folder. So I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Right? That is Google Classroom for you. And you have to make sure, you have to make sure you use Google Classroom effectively. Throughout the lecture, if you do have any questions, please type your question in. Please type your question in, and I will give you, after I finish, some time for you to, if you want to unmute and ask some questions. That is also fine. All right. Okay. So please pay attention. We will be having classes on Wednesday at 8 p.m. for the case study. So every week. So please make sure you diarize that. And if you're doing the other 2 modules, the times have been sent to you as well. Please diarize that. I believe the other 2 subjects are during the weekend. Right? Okay. So any questions? Let's get started. Zakia is not responding. Yes. So don't worry. If there is a problem, you can always, if she's not responding, you can message me, because there are about 500 students that registered this week for all 3 levels. So there is a bit of usually the first week is a bit of a nightmare, but I am here. You have my number. If you don't get any response promptly, just WhatsApp me and I'll help. Don't worry. Okay. There are 2 numbers. So Zakia, and there's another girl called Oshadi. You can try both of them. And if you don't get any response, you can always message me and I'll be happy to help you. Okay. Can you tell me again how to log into Google Classroom? So the office needs to send you, Zakia will need to send you an invite. If you have not got an invite, please WhatsApp her and she will send you the invite. So Guys, of course, our working hours are over now. We finish at 5. So we work from 9 to 5, all 7 days, right? So sometimes you message Zakia at 10 o'clock in the night, don't expect her to respond. But obviously, if give her some time also to respond. But if you don't hear within 24 hours, just drop me a message. I'll be happy to help you. Okay? Right. So will the lecture be shared after the session? Yes. This is, you can see on top, it is recording. So it will be posted on Google Classroom after 24 hours. All lectures will be recorded and posted on Google Classroom after 24 hours. Any other questions you have? Any questions before we get started on theory? Any questions? Any questions? Anything to clarify? You can type. Anything to clarify? I'm sure you are wondering whether the case study is difficult. No, it's not difficult. It's simple. But you have to follow the rules. Just follow your tutor's advice. 2 hours a week. That's it. Okay.
Is there a word count for it? Like, can I chat?
Yeah. Yes, there is a word count. The word counts are mentioned in the assignment under each task. So usually task 1 is about 1,500 words. Task 2 is about usually between 2,000 to 4,000 words, depending on the assignment. Task 3 is about, again, 1,500 words. Okay, good. Any other questions? Ayodhya is asking exams, assignments also. So I was expecting only 3 assignments. Yeah, only 3 assignments. This session is only 3 assignments, Ayodhya. I was saying if you go into next session onwards, so for whatever reason, okay, you go into next session, GMD from next session onwards, the case study from next session onwards will be an exam, not an assignment. The other 2 will remain assignment. I hope it is clear. Ravi, yeah. So I hope it is clear. It is a assignment this session, Ravi. Is it clear? Right? Why I'm telling you about next session is some of you might want to postpone. So when you postpone, you realize that next session is also assignment. No, it will be an online exam. So let's somehow finish it this time. Okay, Tinuki. After you do the case study, will there be any questions? So now you are finished strategy and planning. If you have finished strategy and planning in level 6 is different. That's an assignment and an exam. Here it's only an assignment. So you only submit your assignment. I have sent you the 5 World Prize winning answers today on the WhatsApp group. You can refer them. That's it. No exam. Strategy and planning, there is an exam plus assignment. Okay? That's a level 6 subject. So Mohammed Shafras is asking, you're planning to use VFS? No. So Shafras, you can't use a company. The company will be provided by CIM. Okay, the case study will be provided by CIM. And there is an element where you can sometimes in task 3 do it for a company of your choice. We will discuss that when we see the task. You can't decide that right now. Because what if the question is something else, you can't apply to VFS Global. So don't decide on the company right now. Okay. Raveen is asking, if we are to complete all 3 subjects by this session, so the graduation usually is in Feb. or mid-Feb, Ravin. So if you finish all 3 subjects this session, yes, you can graduate in February 2027. Okay. So with me, yeah. So Google Classroom Matter, you can WhatsApp Zakia, right? And she will look into it tomorrow and get back to you. Important dates, Devmini. Yeah, important dates are the dates that you have for now. You have to register with CIM UK for your membership, student membership. So there is a deadline for that. So you have to go through one by one. There is a deadline for you to book your assessments with CIM UK and pay directly to CIM UK. So we will send you reminders for all that before the deadline. But that is that document there. I hope it is clear. Right? Tulin noted when would be the company be provided in 2 months. That's when the case study comes out. Shabir, all 3 subjects are assignment, correct? Right? So good, you can ask any question, okay? Because it's important, right? 3 subjects left to complete level 6, but thinking of starting level 7. Take because this intake. Yeah, you can do the case study. That's okay. You can do level 7, but maybe do the case study this session, GMD, because it is moving into an exam next session. So you might as well do it while this assignment. Nasif. Is it clear? Right. I hope all of you are clear. Any other questions? I like these questions because clarity is very important. You need to have clarity. Okay. All right. Right. Let's get started. So guys, now what is your role in the assignment? Anyone who has read the assignment, can you please type what is your role? Anyone who read the assignment, what is your role in the assignment? Can you please type it here in the chat? What is the role? In the assignment, you're not a student, okay? You're not a student. The examiner has said, this is your role. What is that role? Very good. Very good. At least one person has read this. You are a marketing consultant. You are a marketing consultant. You are not a consultant. You are not a management consultant. You are not a financial consultant. You are a marketing consultant. That is your role. So your role is a marketing consultant. Your audience is the board of directors of the chosen company. Board of directors of the chosen company. That's your audience. So you are writing your assignment to the board of directors. Please understand that. Can you also take a small notebook and then put today's date, write things down, right? Be professional because you all are not kids anymore. We are all adults. Okay. So write things down so that you can go back and look at your notes. In addition to the course book, lecture notes, all that. It's important for you to write things down so that you'll remember them later and you can go and refer your notes. Okay. Right. So your role is a marketing consultant. You are right. You have been hired by a global multinational organization to consult them because you are CIM qualified, right? That's the test. That's the test. That's what you need to pass. So you have to, in other words, tell this company something they don't know that they need to fix about their marketing. Is that clear? Is that clear? You have to tell this company, this global multinational company. Last session, it was Levi's. Levi's, by the way, is a 100-year-old company. 100 years. Okay? 100 years. Over 100 years. It's an old company. Right? And it's the market leader with the highest amount of market share in the denims and jeans market in the world. So they're a fairly big company. Fairly big company. Their sales are fairly big. Previous session, we had Procter & Gamble, PNG. PNG's balance sheet is slightly smaller than Sri Lanka's GDP. That's how big they are. Procter & Gamble's balance sheet, that's their asset base, is slightly lesser than Sri Lanka's GDP. So that's how big they are as a company. Before that, we had Disneyland. Imagine that. Wow, what a company, right? I fell in love with the case study. I went to Disneyland also, right? Because I fell in love with the case study. Okay. So, what I'm trying to tell you is you are a marketing consultant. You are writing to the board of directors. Board of directors have paid money and hired you to consult them on marketing strategy, to tell them what to fix. Now, one of the first things, guys, if you're trying to consult a company and if you're trying to fix things, one of the first things you need to do is get a good brief about the company. That is the case study that they have given you. So the board of directors have given you a briefing paper, 26 pages, and they have given you a limited time, 2 months. That's why you are getting it a little late. You will get the assignment a little late, 2 months from now. So you'll have only 2 months to read the 26 pages, analyze it, write the 3 answers. But I am going to help you do it. Don't worry. Okay? I'm going to help you do it. Don't worry. Some of you will get scared. Oh my God, what have we done with our lives by registering? Don't worry, okay? It's simple. So it's only 3 questions that you need to answer. But you have to follow the process. First, you need to understand theory. So before the case study comes, we have to finish the 6 chapters in the next 3 months and make sure when the case study comes, you are well versed with theory. Okay. So today we are going to start our first theory session, and I am going to coach you how to think and behave and respond to a client like a marketing consultant. Okay. Right. So one of the first things that you do, guys, when a client gives you a brief, saying, here, you're an expert, can you fix my marketing strategy? One of the first tools that you use, one of the first theories that you use is something that you already know, right? Is something that you already know. A tool that will get you started in your planning, a tool that will analyze and start giving you strategic options. Now, I have written a book which I've shared with you already. It's a fairly big book, long book. I wrote this in 2017 and it has been referenced and it is used by CIM as well. I wrote this for our MBA students and our CIM students. It's called Marketing and Business Strategy. Soft copy is sufficient. You can download it. It's on Google Classroom as well. And I've shared it with you on WhatsApp this morning. Okay. Now, one of the first tools that you use, guys, can you take it down, is what we call the SWOT analysis. So there are so many tools that we are going to learn. And today is just the start. If you look at my book, Marketing and Business Strategy, I have 18 chapters in that and around 400 theories. 18 chapters. It's a long, big book. Okay. It's very big. So it's an exhaustive list of management, consultancy, marketing theories. Now, the most fundamental out of that is the SWOT analysis. And I'm sure all of you know what a SWOT analysis would entail. A SWOT talks about strengths and weaknesses, right, which are internal to the organization. Strengths and weaknesses which are internal to the organization. Strengths and weaknesses which are inside the organization. And the SWOT analysis talks about opportunities and threats that are external to the organization. Opportunities and threats that are external to the organization. Okay. So the first thing when you get the case study from CIM, if you're a practicing marketing consultant, the first thing, even before asking me what to do, is you read it and you start opening your laptop and you start doing a detailed SWOT analysis. What are the strengths mentioned in the company? What are the weaknesses mentioned in the company? Exhaustive. What are the opportunities which are external? Long list. So you have to read the 26 pages and do it. I will help you. I will help you. And what are the threats? Now, shall we quickly look at, can you quickly open, right? Can you quickly open here a World Prize winning answer that I've shared with you this morning? I've shared a few World Prize winning answers with you. Okay. Can you open them? Let's open one of that. Let's open one of that and see. Let's open the one with Walmart. Now, this is where you will learn from A-grade answers. Let's open the one with Walmart. This is when we got the Walmart World Prize. Now, one of the things that you need to do, guys, as a consultant, before you start writing task 1, task 2, task 3, is to start doing what we call a strategic marketing audit. Can you please take down? You need to do a 6-page strategic marketing audit. So what is the audit? The marketing audit is just like a financial audit, but the marketing audit uses marketing theories. So in every A-grade answer, at the end, you'll have 6 pages. So you go to the end, you'll have 6 pages. Can you see how the student has done a SWOT analysis at the start using the first page? Very, very comprehensive SWOT analysis. Can you see? Strengths. Walmart, read the case study, done the SWOT analysis. What are the weaknesses? Here you go. Weaknesses are very few. What are the opportunities? Strengths, there is a long list. What are the threats? Can you see? The student has done. So first page is usually a detailed SWOT analysis, where you tell the examiner, I have identified what are the strengths, weaknesses, which are internal, and opportunities and threats that are external. I hope it is clear. If you have any questions, please type. Please type if you have any questions. Now, after the second page onwards, there are other tools that come about. We will do this. We will do this throughout the course. But today we will start with the SWOT analysis. So I hope all of you have done the SWOT analysis. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Shall I show you another one? Another World Prize winning answer. I'll show you another World Prize winning answer. All these were shared today in the morning. All these were shared in the morning. Okay. Let's go through. This one. This is another World Prize winning answer. This is for the Toyota case study. Toyota case study. Okay. Toyota case study. We will go to the last 6 pages. That's the strategic audit. So the strategic audit is the first thing that you do when you get the assignment. You analyze and create the strategic audit. And that's where theory comes in, because you will use marketing theory to analyze and complete the 6-page strategic audit. So can you see how it is done here? Can you see how it is done? An exhaustive list of strengths, few weaknesses, some opportunities, and some threats. Okay, so usually the first page of the strategic audit is the SWOT analysis. Any questions? Right? Okay, Suranjit, no problem. So, no problem, we will do that. Right. So now, here's the first piece of homework. Can you take down? Can you take this down? Right? I want you to write homework this week. Number one, first piece of homework. I want you to read the Levi's case study and undertake a comprehensive SWOT analysis. And I want you to benchmark the 6-page strategic audit in strategic audit given in the world price answers. Okay. Is it clear? So you have some homework to do. You have 7 days. Before next week's class, I want you to undertake a comprehensive strategic audit. After you finish it, you can email it to me in PDF format. Here's my email address. Email it to me before next class. Before next class. Email it to me before next class. Okay? Simple task. I told you it's very easy. Case study is very, very easy, but it has to be very comprehensive. But when you're presenting your work, it has to be in one page and you have to convert it into PDF only. You have to only send me PDF. Don't send me Word documents. It has to be one page. Don't exceed one page. Don't make it lesser than one page. And after you send it to me next week, after all of you send it to me next week, I will share on the group what I gave the students, because I also do all this analysis and give students, right? So what I gave them, I will share it after all of you attempt it and do it. So if you don't do it, because some of you are outsourcing your assignments, don't think I don't know. In fact, it's a big problem, but it is your life. It is not my life. If you outsource your assignments, you will pay the price for it one day when you are incompetent, right? Because you have not tried. So if you are outsourcing your assignments, you are wasting your money because someone else is learning, but you will get the qualification, but it's purposeless. It's purposeless. It is like cheating God. Cheating on your knowledge is like cheating God. You can't cheat God. No, God is God. Knowledge is knowledge, right? Paper is something else. So if you are only doing it for the paper, then someone else is benefiting. And I must also tell you one thing, those of you who are outsourcing your work, you are going to get cheated because there are so many outsourcing providers who charge a lot of money to do assignments. And what they do is they create one assignment, and from that one assignment, they create so many variations and they charge a lot of people. Okay. So what happens is all of you get caught and all of you fail because CIM uses the world's best software for plagiarism and collusion. So you cannot escape. So I know when you say this, they will say, no, look at our comments in the past. We have got so many commendations from our previous students. Visit our Facebook page. They will do all that and tell you. Okay, but all that is down the drain on the day you're submitting your assignment, when you get your Turnitin report and when it shows that your Turnitin score is really high, your plagiarism is very high, and you have colluded, all your money is down the drain. So for some of you, it is not the money. You don't care, right? But I am telling you, it's beyond the money. It is your life. Don't play with your life. Genuinely do this. It is very easy. It's very simple. So the qualification is important, but the process that you follow is much more important than even the qualification. Please remember that. Okay. Situmia, the WhatsApp group. It was shared on the WhatsApp group. Okay. So don't worry if you can't find it. You can WhatsApp me after class, and after class I will send it because I don't want to do it during the class. Okay. Okay. So I hope it is clear. You are now very clear with the homework that is required. Now let's go a step further and learn something a little bit more challenging. Okay. So I told you, if you are to be a marketing consultant, you have to be very good in theory. And the second theory we are going to learn is on the marketing environment. Right? So when we talk about the marketing environment, I'm sure you have done this in level 4 and 6. There are 3 environments. Different books classify this differently, but any classification is fine. So inside the organization, we call it the internal environment. Inside, internal, right? So inside the organization, you get HR, you get production, R&D, finance. And from a marketing standpoint, we have something called the 7 P's of marketing. Can you remember the 7 P's of marketing? Can you remember? You have to study it if you can't remember the 7 P's of marketing. Product, price, place, promotion, which is the 4 P's of marketing. And then the 3 service P's of marketing: physical evidence, people, and process. Put together, these are the tools that are used by a marketer, which we also call controllable factors. Why? Because marketers can control the product, the price, the place, the promotion. Physical evidence, people, and process. Marketers can control what's happening inside the department, inside the organization. And then immediately outside the boundary of the organization is what we call the micro environment. So in the micro environment, it's outside the organization. And then you have the macro environment, which we call the external environment. Right? This is the external environment. This is the immediate external environment. That is just outside the boundary. Now, this micro environment, another word for it is industry. Industry. Correct, right? The industry has many, many players. It will have so many competitors. And the company is inside the industry. Therefore, the internal environment is within the internal environment, that's the organization, is within the micro environment. So the micro environment is the industry. Another word for micro environment is the industry. Every company operates in an industry. Now, CCBM, Cambridge College, is a company. We operate in the education industry in Sri Lanka. So correct, right? So if I am to do a micro environment analysis, I will need to study all the competitors, study my customers, suppliers, distributors, and other stakeholders. So why is it called the micro environment or the industry? Because you interact with these suppliers, customers, competitors on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, regularly. So the micro environment stakeholders you will have regular interaction with. And then you have the macro environment. Macro environment is known as the pest factors. I think you have heard the pest factors: political, legal, economic, social, cultural, and technological factors. Now, they are called the uncontrollables. The pest factors in the macro environment are called uncontrollables. Why? Why is it called uncontrollables? Because you cannot control the pest factors as a marketer. Political environment, you can't control it. Legal environment, you have to only comply. You can't control it. As a marketer, you can't control it. Okay? So 7 Ps are the tools used inside the organization that marketers can control. Pest factors, marketers cannot control. Microenvironment, can the marketers control or not? Maybe to some extent, but still it's outside the organization. So limited control, but some level of control is there. Customers, for instance, some level of control is there. Right? So put together, this is the marketing environment. Any questions? Please type if you have any questions. Good. So I think all of you are familiar with this. Good. Right? Now, today we are going to do our second piece of homework. We are going to undertake what we call a macro environment analysis. So the second thing I told you, first thing is SWOT analysis as a consultant. Second thing you do as a consultant is to analyze the broader macro forces that impact the organization. So you will look at what are the political, economic, social, cultural, technological factors. Now, the macro factors can be broken down into macro drivers. These are what we call the pest drivers. So the political drivers, what does it mean? Political stability, political attitudes to industry, political attitudes to free and fair competition, the climate for free trade, attitude to foreign investors, various political party ideologies on social welfare and economic reforms, transparent governance, external relations with other countries. Who are your friends, allies? What is your political ideology? What are the political party shifts? So these are called drivers or political drivers. Now, guys, this is from my book, chapter 2 in my book. You can go through chapter 2 in my book. Okay. So the economic drivers. Now, usually marketers don't spend a lot of time on these drivers. The economic drivers are inflation rates, business cycles, interest rates, exchange rates, disposable income, per capita income, spending patterns from consumers, credit availability, taxation, savings habits, investment policies. So all these are economic factors. Now, I'm even scared to ask you about some of this information on your own country, because I'm sure you don't know them. Because you don't need read the newspapers. You don't read other industry reports that come out. No? Right? This is a problem with this generation. Okay? So you have to look at the broader pest factors and look at the data, especially in your country. If you're a multinational company and you're operating globally, you need to understand data globally. But first, if you are to understand Sri Lanka and if you're doing business in Sri Lanka, you need to know the macro environment data. you need to look at the Census and Statistics Department data on socio-cultural information. Then the economic data on the central bank report. Then the political data, which means you have to watch the news headlines, read the newspapers, watch Hero News, their runners, all that. Understand what's going on. Is the government stable or not? Right? What's happening? What are their policies? What are their policy shifts? Are they doing a good job, bad job? So you have to have an opinion. And if you are in the business community, all these things will impact your organization. All these things will impact your organization. Technology drivers. Today we talk about AI. So how technology will impact your organization, the technological environment. So now what happens here? So we have the Pesteel factors, PESTEEL factors, right? So you can have the macro environment. The basic term is pest factors. But for here, we use the Pesteel factors. Pesteel factors. What does that mean? That is political, economic, social, cultural, technological, ecological, ethical, and legal factors. So that is the extended analysis of the macro environment. Now, if you look at my book in chapter 2, I have given you the sub-factors of the Pesteel environment. Legal drivers are very, very important because you can't fight it. You had only comply. You can't fight it. You had only comply. Ecological drivers. We saw the Ditwa that created havoc last year was an ecological disaster, right? Not a political disaster, not a legal disaster, not an economic disaster. It was an ecological disaster. So we have had economic disaster. We have had political disaster in this country. We have had ecological disasters in this country. And we have also had terrorism, which comes under social, right, disasters. So you see, it's important for us to be macro literate. And I find that many of you who get your news from news feeds on Instagram are macro illiterate. You don't know about the macro environment, right? Because on Facebook and on Instagram, you don't see too much about the macro environment, right? You have to delve into data and go through data and look through the news, BBC, CNN, local channels. You have to look at reports, industry reports by companies like Deloitte, McKinsey, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young. So you have to look at these company reports to understand how things are changing in each industry, because these are the thought leaders in those respective industries. If you go onto their websites, they publish so many reports, sector reports on various industries, globally and regionally. So if you don't spend time reading those, then you can't really be a CEO of a company because you are macro illiterate. When the board of directors ask you, what do you expect this year's budget, next year's budget? What do you expect? You have to have an opinion what the government may do or may not do. You can't get 100% right, but you can't say, I don't know. Right? That's why you get paid millions of rupees to become a CEO of a company. So in order to do that, you have to then have an opinion and you have to know what are the trends, the bends, the fads, the data, so that you can then have an opinion. All right. So how do you do a macro environment analysis for homework? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to read the case study. Shall we take it down? Okay. read the case study on Levi's and undertake a macro environment analysis. So how do you undertake a macro environment analysis? That is pest factors. Okay. How long should it be? Half a page. Half page. Right? Like this. This is actually quarter page. So you can expand it a little bit more, no problem. So you put the factors here. You put the factors like this, right? And then you read the case study and you look at the drivers. What are the drivers? What are the political drivers mentioned in the case study? What are the economic drivers mentioned in the case study? Social cultural drivers mentioned in the case study, technological drivers mentioned in the case study, environmental and legal drivers mentioned in the case study. Right? So in this particular case study, this was not for Walmart, this was for HSBC. Right? This was for HSBC. This particular case study was for HSBC. So you can see in this case study, there was Brexit mentioned because it's an old case study. Now you select the driver and then you talk about the impact of this driver on the organization. So if Brexit happens, it will restrict UK banks from offering their services to 500 million customers and 22 million businesses. So what is the impact? Here's the driver. Here's the impact. Is it an opportunity or a threat? This is from the SWOT analysis. So if it's going to impact, it's going to be a threat, right? Remember, I told you it has to be either an opportunity or a threat. Because SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses are internal, opportunities and threats are external. So if you're doing an external environment analysis, it has to either be an opportunity or a threat. I hope you got it. So it is a threat. Is it high, medium, or low? You can rank it. In this case, student has ranked it high. Then we go into economic factors. Case study mentions some low growth forecast in the UK economy. So you take that factor. Impact, it could reduce the customer savings. Threat, medium. Second factor, economic. UK economy grew by 1.8% in 2016 and 17. So this data was there in the case study. Remember, when you are doing the SWOT analysis, when you're doing any analysis in the 6-page analysis, you have to 100% use case material. You can't use external material. Can you take that down? So you have to always use case material. You can't take anything else. So you have to read the case study. This is mentioned. UK economy grew by 1.8% in 2016 and 17. What is the impact? Increased savings from customers, opportunity, medium. Industry is predicted to shrink, would reduce the number of customers and businesses, threat, high. Let's go into a social factor, slow adoption of digital technologies. Swingers are not interested in digital banking and new features, threat, medium. Let's go into technology. Case study mentioned increased demand for online and mobile banking. It will allow banks to penetrate more and provide better services. Opportunity high. So this is what you are required to do. In this template, prepare a half-page macro or a pest environment analysis. Here are the examples. This is another example. So you have these in the slides, in the lecture slides when you download them from Google Classroom. Right? You can also look at the A-grade answers, the world prize winning answers. I'll take you through that now. It has a pest analysis. Here's another one. This is also for HSBC. Can you see half a page? Now don't do 1.5 pages. That's wrong. Because you have so many tools, guys, to use. So you cannot use a lot of space. Font size 11 Times New Roman. Make sure it is beautifully presented. Something about CIM assignments you need to know by now when you look at the A grade answers. Something about CIM assignments is you have to present it beautifully. You have to present it beautifully. Okay? Is it clear? I hope it is clear. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. All right? Okay. So, any questions? Can you please type if you have any questions? Can you please type if you have any questions? Ravi is asking to clarify all information must be from case material. Yes. Even if you are aware of information beyond, yes, it must be 100% case material. So 6-page strategic audit, 100% case material. All right. Shabir, we have to connect both the SWOT analysis and macro pestle analysis for the given case study homework. Yeah, it has to be SWOT analysis in 1 page, second page, half a page, pestle analysis. Is it clear? I hope it's clear. It's very simple. So shall I show you some pestle analysis done by the students, World Prize winning answers, right? Shall we go through this one? Let's go through the Walmart one again. This is the one I took you through before. It's very simple, okay? This is the Walmart case study. Strategic audit, 6 pages. I took you through the SWOT analysis before. Strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. You come right down. Here you go. Half a page, pestle analysis. Half a page, pestle analysis. Can you see? Done beautifully. That's it. What are the drivers mentioned in the case study? What is the impact? Opportunity or threat impact? High, medium or low. Very simple. Wherever there is data, you can include data. Now, next week, when you do this by yourself and send it to me, I am going to send the pestle and the SWOT that I gave the students. Because I help you out in the final real life case study. I help you. Okay, I do the analysis and I give it to you. I give you the answer plan for the answers. I only don't write the answers. Okay? I only don't write the answers, but we give you the answer plan and guide you so that it becomes very easy. We give you A grade sample answers and the analysis also we give you. So if we guide you, that's why you can see 5 years in a row, we have won the World Prize, right? So now you know why. It's because we do a lot of work for you to make sure that you pass. Okay, but you have to learn something. So please make sure you do it before I do it, so that then your work will not get plagiarized. Because when I share the answer, everyone copies it and it will get plagiarized. But if you do your work and bring it to class, then you can only compare the points. You don't need to cut and paste. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Anything to clarify? Tiruki is asking a question. Tinuki, yes. Tinuki, you can WhatsApp me after the class and I will help you with that. No problem. Just WhatsApp me after the class. So usually these teething issues are there first class, but don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it. We will sort it out. We will sort it out. Any other questions you have? Any other questions you have? So I want to talk to you a little bit about the importance of a consultant and a CMO's job, Chief Marketing Officer. So a Chief Marketing Officer is a highly paid job. I can tell you that. Why? A CMO actually manages the marketing budget. And the marketing budget is shareholders' funds. Shareholders' funds, marketing budget is a lot of money. So the largest marketing budget that I have handled in 1 year is ₹500 million. ₹500 million. This was way back in the day when I was working in a bank. Okay, it's a lot of money. So you can't just spend the money. You have to make sure that you give shareholders their returns for all the money that you spend on advertising and whatever marketing related stuff. So there are a lot of people looking at you, how you make your decisions, because they wish they had so much of money to spend. Here you have all the power to spend all the money. But you have to be careful because you lose your job if you don't know and you don't do a proper job. So you have to, right, make sure that you deliver shareholder value. Shareholder value, very, very important. Shareholders are looking at you. Is this guy doing a good job? We have trusted him with our money to spend on marketing, but is he doing a good job in delivering results? So the CMO's job is a very, very important job in the organization, because how you spend that pot of money on the marketing budget will impact the entire organization, will impact the entire performance of the organization. That is why the marketer's job is a very, very important job. It is like a pilot who you have entrusted your entire life to. When you get into that plane, you don't know who's riding the plane or flying the plane, right? You have trusted your family, your entire life, everything on that guy, everything on that guy. So it's such an important job. Just like a surgeon, or a doctor who opens your body to operate on you, right? Uh, you have trusted that guy because you are on the operating bed. You can't talk to him, right? It's up to him. Everything he does will impact you. So it is such a trustworthy job. Even marketing is like that. How you spend your money will impact the increments, will impact all the jobs in the organization, the performance. And it's such an important job. That's why you're paid a high amount of money, because it attracts a lot of responsibility and accountability. All right, guys. So that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to learn more theory. You have a lot of homework to do. Two things I will remind you. You have to do the SWOT analysis and the pestle analysis, reading the Lewi's case study. If you do have any questions after class, please message me. I'll be happy to guide you. Don't worry. Be positive, right? And message me if you do have any questions. I'll be happy to talk to you and help you. Your submission for your assignment will happen somewhere around the 20th of June, right? Sorry, May, June, yes, about 20th June, right? Your case study and assignment will come 2 months before that. 2 months before that. That is for this subject. The other two subjects in level 7, CDC and CCC, the assignments are out on the first day of the class. You can get it from your lecturers. What is my WhatsApp number? Yes. That's my WhatsApp number. I'm on the group as well. So as admin, there are 3 numbers on admin on the group. You can WhatsApp those 2 numbers for operational matters. But if you don't hear from them or anything, you can always WhatsApp. Okay. Any questions? Anything to clarify? All right. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Good night. Please do your homework. Good night. I'll see you next week. Good night. Good night. Good night, guys. I'll see you next week.